Little girl begged the Hells Angels, "Be my friend." 72 Hells Angels showed up at her school. It was a cold Tuesday afternoon in early February 2026 when 7-year-old Harper Brennan did something no child should ever have to do. She walked alone into the unknown, clutching her broken arm in a bright pink cast, tears streaming down her cheeks, and asked strangers for friendship. Harper had been called Crazy Harper at Mountain View Elementary ever since her mother, Army Sergeant Amanda Brennan, deployed overseas. With her grandmother working double shifts just to keep food on the table, Harper came home to silence every day. At school, she ate lunch by herself. Kids whispered behind her back. Some even tripped her in the hallway. The loneliness became so heavy that one afternoon, after another cruel taunt from Brandon Wickham, the class ringleader of bullies, Harper ran away, not far, but far enough to find herself standing outside the local Hells Angels clubhouse. She didn't know who they were, only that they wore leather, rode loud motorcycles, and looked like they wouldn't be afraid of anyone. Maybe, just maybe, they wouldn't be afraid to be her friend. Inside, Marcus Caldwell, a grizzled but gentle veteran of the club, was polishing his bike when Harper appeared in the doorway, trembling. His younger brother, Derek, knelt beside her as she poured her heart out. "I don't have anyone. Everyone hates me. Can you be my friend?" Marcus exchanged a long look with Derek. This wasn't their world. They weren't babysitters or counselors, but something in Harper's raw, unfiltered plea cut through decades of hardened biker bravado. That night, Marcus brought Harper's story to the chapter meeting. Skepticism filled the room. "We're the Hells Angels," one member growled. "People already think we're monsters." Another added, "Showing up at a school? Cops'll swarm us." But Marcus stood firm. She didn't ask for money. She didn't ask for protection. She asked for friendship. And if we say no, what does that make us? After hours of heated debate, the vote was unanimous. They would go. Not as bikers, not as a gang, but as human beings. Convincing Harper's grandmother, Sharon, took patience and proof. Marcus showed up at her door in plain clothes, eyes sincere, voice steady. "We won't scare anyone. We just want her to know she's not alone." Sharon, exhausted and heartbroken for her granddaughter, finally agreed on one condition: you treat her like your own. Principal Dorothy Martinez was harder to persuade. She'd seen news reports, heard rumors, but when Marcus promised discipline, respect, and zero intimidation, and when local police agreed to monitor the event just in case, she reluctantly gave the green light. Monday morning arrived under gray winter skies. Parents dropped off kids as usual until the rumble began. One by one, then 10 by 10, gleaming Harleys rolled into the school parking lot. 72 Hells Angels members from 5 different chapters dismounted in perfect unison. Leather vests adorned with patches, tattoos peeking from sleeves, but faces calm, voices low, movements deliberate. No revving engines, no shouting, just quiet solidarity. Principal Martinez stood frozen near the office window, flanked by 2 nervous officers. "They're just standing there," she whispered. Then Harper stepped onto the playground. The moment she saw them, her face lit up like sunrise. The bikers didn't swarm her. They formed a loose circle, kneeling so they wouldn't tower over her. Marcus handed her a custom patch with her name stitched in gold thread. Harper, friend of the angels. Kids who once mocked her now stared in awe. Teachers blinked back tears. Even Brandon Wickham lingered at the edge of the group, shame flickering in his eyes. Later that day, he approached Harper during recess. "I'm sorry," he mumbled. I didn't know you had them." The ripple effect was immediate. Bullying incidents at Mountain View dropped by 89% that month. Local news picked up the story. National outlets followed. Headlines shifted from outlaw bikers to guardian angels on two wheels. But the real victory wasn't in the headlines, it was in Harper's smile. She started raising her hand in class, made real friends, wrote letters to her mom every night describing how my motorcycle family visited again last weekend to help build a treehouse. 3 months later, Sergeant Amanda Brennan returned home from deployment. She found her daughter confident, laughing, surrounded by photos of men with beards and bandanas giving thumbs up beside her science fair project. At a community recognition ceremony, Marcus accepted a certificate of appreciation on behalf of the club. "We didn't do this for praise," he said, voice rough with emotion. "We did it because one little girl believed we could be kind. And sometimes that's all it takes to remind us who we really are." Today, Harper is thriving. The Hells Angels still visit, not in force, but as mentors, volunteers, and yes, friends. Their image in the town has transformed, not through PR campaigns, but through consistent, quiet acts of compassion. This story isn't just about a bullied girl or misunderstood bikers. It's about the courage to ask for help and the humanity to answer. If this moved you, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps us bring more stories of hope to millions around the world. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? Because kindness has no borders, and neither does the power of a single brave heart. In a world quick to judge, Harper taught us to look deeper, and sometimes the fiercest protectors wear leather, not capes. Thanks for watching.